The only person making you spend on these events is you. Okay, that's it. Because Guardians of Outland is happening so often. Guardians of Outland is live, and this event sucks, but it's actually not that bad. But let's talk about how it used to be and how it is now, and maybe get you guys some free stuff in the process.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and if you have not gotten it already, I do have both of the free gift links. You know, one for web and one for Facebook over on the blog. You know, Guardians of Outland Live on Hero Wars Dominion Era. It's just this first blog post right here. Blog is good. Blog updates. Blog has got stuff. Go check out the blog, herowarcentral.com. Anyway, Guardians of Outland is a event that is basically all about leveling up skins. In a roundabout way, though, it's more about Outland. Like, it's called Guardians of Outland. The Outland activity doesn't really have anything to do with the event. Doesn't really make any sense as to, you know, why there are no tasks for, you know, fighting Outland bosses. I guess the spend emeralds, kind of, when you're opening Outland chest, and then the opening chest in Outland, kind of. But one thing that I would like them to improve, actually, would be to allow us to maybe fight more bosses. I mean, get to level 160, and that's the end of it. But, you know, maybe make it harder. Like, it can't be that hard to scale the bosses up any further. Anyway, comparing the old version of Guardians of Outland, and this is Hero Wars Guide's event calendar, scheduler, whatever, ROI calculator. Guardians of Outland used to be a very, very profitable, one of the most important events in all of Hero Wars Dominion Era, with a 98% return on investment if you maxed out every task. And the new version of Guardians of Outland, if you max out every task, it only has a 38% return on investment. So what does that mean? That means if you spend 1,000 emeralds doing this event, then you get 1,000 emeralds worth of stuff plus 38% more, right? The closer that this number is to 100, or even going over 100, some events do go over 100, the more efficient as far as emerald spending that event is. Of course, there are events that are focused on skins and skin stones like Guardians of Outland. There are events that focus on hero artifacts and hero ascension and pets and all of that. So, you know, the return on investment doesn't tell the full story. Like, if you don't need to level up any skins, then this is not a good event for you. Now, a lot of people are really upset by the fact that the event was changed. And the reason why the event was changed is pretty honest, it's pretty straightforward. The players in this game that can and do fully finish these events, they will spend more if they are given the opportunity. And I'm not talking about the average player. I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about the big guys, the big whales. They will spend more if they can. So if you only get benefited for spending 50,000 emeralds, and you think that the big spenders would spend more if they got more benefit, then you implement a task that asks you to spend significantly more, up to 253,000. By the way, that's such a weird number, 253,000. Why isn't it like 250 or 260 or 255 even? That's so weird. So they implemented these higher limits so that spenders that can and will spend more during this event, if that makes sense. Now, let's take a step back real quick to like 2020. Back in 2020, Guardians of Outland happened like twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. It was a big deal when it happened, and people maxed it out. Well, fast forward to 2024, 2025, and we are having Guardians of Outland like twice a month. Literally twice a month it's happening in November. We are having it now, starting, the 9th, and then we're having it again on the 24th. If it's at least happening once a month, sometimes twice a month, that begs the question to me, are we actually in a better situation with this new event than we were before? So hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Let's say as a basic free-to-play player, you're not going to get any VIP, okay? No VIP. You might spend 1,000 emeralds, maybe 1,200 emeralds. I don't know. Let's call it 1,500 emeralds just to open a couple extra Outland chests, all right? And we're not going to open a ton of extra Outland chests. We're going to do Let's just say this. I don't know. Let's just call it 20. It's fine. Spending energy, we're not going to be spending a ton. People spend on events. They spend about 1,000 energy a day. So let's call it 2,500 energy. Hero Soul Stones. You could probably do 1,000 Hero Soul Stones a couple of times a year, but not that often. So let's say you're going to get like 150. Actually, let's push to 200 since that's the peak of this activity right here. That's the peak. And then, the total special event quests that you complete is going to be right here because this bar is derived from everything else. Huge shout out to Colin from Hero Wars Guide for putting this together, by the way. Fantastic tool. Just really fantastic tool. So you can see here that you're going to get, event value from Emeralds 3310, and you got a 221% ROI. You can see that let's put that back to 2,500. Nope, I messed that up. I messed up there. You can see the quantity of rewards that you're going to get down here, and that's great. And then you compare it with the same thing. So log in, be VIP. Let's just leave that at 0. What did I say? Spend emeralds. Spend emeralds 3,000. That's probably a little bit much, but we'll leave it there. Actually, let's put this down to 1,500. Can we put this down to 1,500 also? Let's see. Spend emeralds 1,500. It doesn't let me. There we go. Okay, there we go. Open, let's see, open Hero Soul Stones. What did I say? 200, sure. Spend energy, I said 2,500. There we go. Open Outland chests, what did I say? 20. Yeah, you could probably open, 20 is not a very round number that you might do, but let's just do there. And then the spend emeralds, let's reset this back to 1,500. There we go. So the return on investment on this old Guardians of Outland events, 243%, again, compared to 221. It is better. Sure, it is better. You're going to get, 3 large skinstone chests, 3 large skinstone chests. You're going to get 375. I'm sorry, this is the rewards down here in the bottom left-hand corner. If it wasn't clear that I'm comparing them. 8,000 Outland coins compared to 14,400 Outland coins. 2,725 skin stones compared to 142 skin stone chests instead. You get 3 large skin stone chests, 3 large skin stone chests. You're getting 300 energy, 300 energy. So you're looking at a very comparable reward system here if you are spending roughly the same on both. Yes, there are going to be some nuances up and down here and there. Maybe I'm not in your ballpark. Maybe you're going to be able to spend more Hero Soul Stones here. Maybe you're going to be able to spend more Soul Stones there. The point that I'm trying to get to, guys, is the only person making you spend on these events is you. Okay, that's it. Because Guardians of Outland is happening so often, you know that if you just do the bare minimum, or you should know, I should say, that if you just do the bare minimum, and whatever that looks like, be it, spending 0 emeralds or, whatever, that you know that you're going to get some resources. And because this has happened for months and months and months now, that we're going to have a Guardians of Outland every single month. So the only thing that you're trying to do by spending extra on these events is keeping up with other people, which you got to get rid of that notion altogether, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to spend more than you. No matter how much you think you're spending, no matter how efficient you are, there's going to always be somebody that's going to be willing to spend more than you. And keeping up with them by maxing out these events or trying to max out these events is how Hero Wars convinces players to spend more. It's the fear of missing out. It's the trying to keep up with the Joneses, as people used to say. Guardians of Outland being a really, really bad event at 38% if you max it out, that's not telling the whole story. Nobody does this. Some people do this. Nobody does this, though. No, the average player does not max out every Guardians of Outland task, every Guardians of Outland. Like there's 2 this month. People aren't spending 300 or 500,000 and some emeralds on Guardians of Outland every month. But sometimes people do, and they want that available for those people. And why not? Let the spenders spend. Whatever. I think that we're getting to a situation with Hero Wars events that there are so consistently many events, Guardians of Outland every month. We have Legacy of the Great Ones every month. We have Elemental Synergy every month. That people, in my opinion, people should start feeling like they don't need to spend as much. Legacy of the Great Ones, like Guardians of Outland a couple of years ago, Legacy of the Great Ones was only available like twice a year, like 3 times a year. Like there's a legacy of the great ones every month now. Do you guys remember when the Great Storm was every other month or was every third month? The Great Storm, the pet event, is now every month. It's every month now. So, Guardians of Outland events, it's worse, greedy, say what you will about it. It's roughly the same for the average player spending on it. And you can go to Hero Wars Guide and calculate it yourself. If I spent XYZ resources, if I only opened 10 Outland chests and I only spent, 1,000 energy and I didn't get any VIP, but I logged in every day and I only, opened up 10 soul stones, you can find out what the rewards are and then go to the old one. And how you do that is you go to the event schedule, right? You go to the event schedule, you click on Guardians of Outland, and then you open two different windows. Guardians of Outland, the old version, and then Guardians of Outland, the 2025 Greed Edition. All right. Please, I'm desperate, begging you to consider, instead of spending extra resources on Guardians of Outland, just spend the whatever you normally would spend, collect the double dipping, triple dipping rewards for the event, and then next month when the event and the double dipping and triple dipping happens again, do the same thing. Do not overspend on any of these events that happen once a month. Save your resources for limited time events like hero events, Titan events, the new Titan, the new hero events, I mean to say. Not events that happen every single month. Yeah. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.